Hi, I'm Leadership Development Coach Kathy Archer. Today I'm going to walk you through the first step of the inner guidance cycle. Now, last week I talked about how important it is to use this cycle, this inner guidance cycle, to awaken your inner guidance system. Your inner guidance system is your feelings, your thoughts, your sensations that can guide you to lay that foundation of confidence so you can reach the potential you want as a leader. So the first step in the inner guidance cycle is to pause. Pause is to stop, to kind of put the brakes on or to slow down. You're on a journey and you're kind of in your car traveling along. It's like pulling over to the side of the road. Now we're going to awaken this inner guidance system, and that's kind of like your GPS system or your compass. And so we're going to need to kind of stop and kind of take a look at that and sort of go, what's going on here? Where am I? But the first thing you need to do is stop. You need to pause. So as a leader, pausing may look like actually taking your coffee breaks or your lunch breaks. It may look like just kind of stepping back from the conversation and taking a second to allow the thoughts to kind of settle in you and see what you think versus what's kind of going on in the jumbled conversation. It may look like taking a deep breath. Kind of slowing down and kind of centering and balancing yourself and getting a little bit of grounding so that you can kind of, not be caught up in everything that's happening, but just pause for a second. Pausing can also look like scheduling time to really literally take time away from work to think. Sometimes that's journaling or writing or having a conversation with someone else, but it's stopping and pulling yourself back. When we talk about pausing, especially in the beginning of this cycle, as you're trying to learn to establish this sort of awareness of what's going on inside you and using this inner wisdom to lay that foundation for your confidence, it's really important to schedule those in. When we schedule them in, we make them happen. We create habits. Even though you intend to pause more, even though you really mean to take more breaks, what happens in the heat of the day is you get going and all of a sudden it's 4:30 or 5 or 6 and you haven't even taken lunch break. What I want you to start doing is scheduling in these pauses in your day. Block off time in your day timer. Set an alarm on your phone to go off. Make sure that you're writing in time to take coffee breaks, that you're setting aside some time in the morning or in the middle of the afternoon or in the evening to do some journaling. Block these times off in your journal, in your calendar, in your day timer. Make sure you are scheduling them in. Do not leave pauses to chance. Do not leave it to your memory or the fact that you mean to do it. You must, and I'm going to repeat this, you absolutely must schedule these in. They won't happen if you don't make them happen. And this is one of the most critical things that I think leaders need to look at is putting themselves first, setting this time aside to lay that foundation about the things that need to be done for you. And the very first thing you need to do as a leader is make time for yourself. And that's the pausing, the stopping, the scheduling time in to do some of this inner work. This week is to go to your calendar, go to your schedule, block off your lunch breaks, your coffee breaks, or some time for reflection. Look at when you can add a little bit of journaling time in your day, some time to sort of answer some questions that I'm going to be throwing at you. And if you get the Mastering Confidence books, there's exercises at the end of each chapter that I'm going to be asking you to do. So you need to start scheduling some time to do this kind of stuff. Later on, you'll get to the point where you're able to do this automatically, but don't wait to then. Think of it, your mother or your grandmother who's this baker who never measures. She kind of dumps a little bit of this in, dumps a little bit of that in, and she makes this tremendous, meal or this bakes this amazing cake. Probably she didn't start that way when she was very, very young. Probably in the very, very beginning, she did some measuring and she did some, guidance there along how to do it. And that's what you need to do. You need to lay the foundation right now. And so that means scheduling. Later, you'll learn how to take these pauses automatically. Now, I need you to schedule them in. So the first step of awakening your inner guidance system, so we're using the inner guidance cycle, is pause. So schedule pauses into your day timer so that you ensure that you have time to get a sense of what's going on inside your body, in your mind, and in your heart.